Hey, hey everyone. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've already been here, then hey, I know it's been a minute. Please do not forget to like and subscribe because that helps me grow and get my presence out there. Duh. So, anyways, it is December 2020 now, and I started off this season planning to continue on my bikini journey. Back when I filmed my last video, I talked about my prep, what I was planning to do, and all of that. However, I had some setbacks. Over the summer, I ended up becoming really sick, like really bad. I had meningitis, and I was in the hospital, I was on bed rest, I looked like a pregnant lady, and then I was like, I'm still gonna compete. It cracks me up now, but like, that's honestly what saved me, was the fact that I lived a very active and healthy lifestyle, because I was having a lot of complications. So I did do bikini, I did Mel Chauncey's Harbor Classic, and it did not go as planned. I got 2 third places, I believe, and then like one of the judges mentioned, like, you really should do wellness. Back last year, my coach asked me to do wellness, and I said no. Because I had spent 2 or 3 seasons trying to get my legs down, because that was always a big complaint was, oh, your butt's too big, your legs are too big. And so I've been doing all this, not training legs for years. I wanted to see it through. So fast forward to the Hurricane Bay. I did the competition and said, okay, a few days before, let's just do wellness too. So then no one brings up wellness to me anymore, and you just be done with it. Well, I did wellness, it ended up winning the overall. So really, the joke was on me. If I can, I will add the interview. Maximum Muscle Report interviewed me after my win, and it is on YouTube. I will either try to add the clip to this video, or I'll add the video to my library on my playlist. And I did do bikini at that competition as well, and did horrible again. So anyways, I continued with that show, got the overall, and the next morning my coach had a call with me, and she explained to me, she watched the competition via live stream, and then one of the other coaches from Team Bombshell was there too. I'm coached by Team Bombshell, FYI. And the CEO of Team Bombshell was also present at the competition. So they got to see me live competing, and then my coach watched me in the live stream out of state. Well, they said I really need to switch to wellness, that is where my physique is. And because it's a new division and they don't have a set look, I have a little bit more wiggle room on how my physique looks. So I began competing. I did 5 shows this season. I ended with USA's. And honestly, I didn't place how I wanted to place. So now I'm in off season, and I have the size, but my quads are not like shapely as some of the other competitors. And so that's my big plan. Luckily for me, with the kind of genetics that my parents have blessed me with, I can put on muscle pretty easy. So when I wasn't training legs all those years, my legs were still getting bigger, even though I wasn't actually lifting. Like, just from the cardio, I was still putting on size. And so now that I actually train legs, I know, and I'm going to be eating in a surplus, I'll be able to put on that size like I need. And right now, I'm on break from, I'm resting my body. I competed not even a week ago, and I decided to give my body a break for this week, and then I'm going to be back to training, and training heavy, and adding some shape to these quads of mine. I also plan to take a diet break for maybe another 3 weeks or so, just because I've been dieting since February and my body needs the break. And so I'm going to give it that. I want it to feel like it's not constantly having to work itself, especially with me being a natural athlete. I have experienced in the past where my body's kind of tired of the break, and so I want to make sure that I'm giving my body what it needs. Like, I've been sleeping, taking naps. I haven't taken regular naps in a long time. I take naps just about every day. If I have the opportunity to even get an hour nap in, I'm laying down. 45 minutes, I'm laying down. So I know that it's time to give myself that break. And so that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm not rushing to go jump into the gym, because I know that I still have time. I plan to be in off season probably until about April 1st, and then I'll begin dieting down. And hopefully it won't take me like forever to lean all the way out, because I did achieve my most leanest physique ever this season. But unfortunately, because I didn't have that shape and everything there, when I leaned out, I had the size, but it didn't have the shape like a lot of the other competitors did. And so we're going to make that happen during this off season. I don't know what my first show will be next season. Most of the shows this season, for next season, are not even out there in terms of nationals. The only one who has put out a national show is Steve Weinberger and at the Bev Francis gym. That whole thing, they have Universe set for the July weekend, as per usual, which is where they try to have it every year. Even though obviously 2020 has been a weird year. So depending on how quickly my body's able to diet back down, then that will determine when I will step on stage again. I may do like warm-up shows prior to getting on a national stage again, because I do feel like that also helped play a role into how well I was able to lean out, because I was putting my body through those peak weeks. And when you come out of a show, your body is definitely more able to speed up its process to get you where you want to go. And I do feel like my body was definitely on a high in terms of my metabolism revving and things like that I was able to get myself smaller like I needed to relatively quickly, because I started competing again in So I got off bed rest at the end of July, competed in the middle of August, like a few weeks later, and then competed again in September, competed in November. I did not compete in October. Competed in November and competed in December. So a lot of shows in a very short period of time. Because August, September, November. Did I do two? Maybe I did 2 shows in September. I did so many shows. I know I did 5 for sure. But exactly when, I'm not exactly sure. I feel like I competed. Maybe I competed twice in September. It doesn't really matter. But I was competing back to back in a short period of time. And I do think that helped. I usually don't do that, and I typically don't compete close to each other. But I actually do feel like my body responded well. But I also feel like it's also about my mental state. This year, I know that 2020 has been very challenging for a lot of people. And it has been challenging, I think, for everyone in some form or fashion. However, I think it helped me slow down. Like, I think it helped me be able to just live in the moment and see what happens. 2020 was inconvenient, I would say. And because of it, I didn't really stress as much. No one knows what's going on, and I knew that, and I got used to it. And so it is what it is kind of my mentality. And I feel like I was in the best mental state I've ever been getting ready for a show, getting ready during a season. It's been great. I plan to keep that going on. I still have that same attitude right now. And that's what we shall do. I am enjoying the fact that there's an Olympia this year. Everything is very weird because they did say they were going to make a statement with how they want a bikini to look now that wellness is a division. And with that, whoever wins the Bikini Olympia is going to set the tone for this upcoming season. And then we'll kind of give wellness competitors an idea of how they should look and not lean to the bikini side. Because even though wellness has been around for years, it's new to America, and they want the American wellness division to look different from the Europeans, the Brazilians, and things like that. So all I can do is continue to bring the best shape that my body has the ability to do. My body leans towards wellness more, and initially I was very apprehensive just due to the fact that I was not trying to gain leg muscle for so long and then like doing the opposite of all the work I've been doing and feeling like I wasted all those years. That was one of the big things. But I do realize that the physique of how my body naturally is, like in off season and things like that, I have an hourglass shape. I am thicker on the bottom. I have thighs. I have glutes. I was a dancer for a long time, so I have like power legs. And with bikini, they want them slimmer. And that's hard for me to do because, again, even just doing cardio, my body was willing to put on the muscle anyway. But a setback to my genetics is that it is harder for me to get down. I have to diet a lot harder than most competitors because I have that thicker skin. I have that thicker muscle. And to get into those crevices, I have to put in more work, which sucks, especially when you're a foodie like me. But and it is what it is, and it's something I want. I enjoy doing this. It's an amazing hobby of mine, and so I'm willing to put in the work to make it happen, even if it requires me to go above and beyond. And so I will try to add some of my video clips of some of my check-ins or show footage and things like that if YouTube isn't hating on me, because they do, and they will mess up my videos for no reason, like little stuff, like we remove this thumbnail and things like that. It's super annoying, but it is what it is. I will add them. But you can also follow me on Instagram. I'm at the Tigress, and you can see some of my show footage, some of my check-ins. You can see like what I look like when my first check-in after being really sick, because I did look 4 to 5 months pregnant. Now my check-in video, I don't. And I took no evidence of how I looked when I was sick because I don't really remember that. So, some people are in the hospital taking pictures of their wristband. Not me. That was not a moment that I want to remember. That is not an experience I ever want to go through again. And so I was definitely the same size, maybe a little bit smaller than I was when I came out of off season at the beginning of the year. My stomach was definitely the same, but my thighs look a little bit smaller. But that's all on my Instagram as well. I do hope you guys join me on my journey through wellness, and we'll go from there. If you have any questions, please let me know, but also please don't forget to like and subscribe.